Okay. All right, that'll work. Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
The what? Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be starting the award ceremony momentarily. Thank you.
So we appreciate everybody being here. Today's a big day for the branch. We're going to change responsibility for the command sergeant major. Before we actually get into the ceremony, we always do awards first. We'll give you the award. Mr. Fluharty, and then they'll probably, he told me he's got about 17 minutes with remarks before the actual ceremony occurs. I believe this is 12 minutes for the award, so he's got to kind of parcel it out. I'll let you get into that in a second. Before we do the award, the mayor's here, make sure to join us, and I'll move the mayor.
All right. All right, so, real proud of that. You've been a great community member while you've been here. That's really what this is about. It's so important for us to draw the community together. But like I said, with gratitude, all points of community, steadfast leadership, selfless service, unwavering dedication, they'll build our children. Their lasting impact on community engagement that rises to the highest level. I got everything. Let's do that good.
Our mayor here in a minute and speak. I will say, you may not know this about him, but earlier this morning he finished the 12-mile foot march with the basic trainees. And I think that tells you all you need to know about Sergeant Major. His final day, his final hours, and what did he choose to do? He went over there across the tracks, 12-mile foot march. Not freaking love. And I think that says a lot about who you are, your character.
Attention to orders. The Legion of Merit is being presented to Command Sergeant Major Paul Fluharty for exceptionally meritorious service as the Command Sergeant Major of the Field Artillery from March 2023 to September 2025. His contribution and superior performance reflect great credit on him, the Fire Center of Excellence, the Combined Arms Center, and the United States Army. This 31st day of July, signed Milford H. Beagle, Lieutenant General, United States Army, commanding.
All right, sit down. I know Mr. Mayor Booker has to step out. He doesn't engage in the community, so first and foremost, thank you for coming today, but all the events and how we support the Lions community. So definitely appreciate that, sir. Thank you again for coming out. I'll save all my other remarks for the speech. Since I cut one, my speech went out in 28 minutes. So if you don't have a pillow, get comfortable with the bill.
Ladies and gentlemen, this ceremony will begin in 5 minutes. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony will begin in 2 minutes. Please find your seats. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to begin. Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the United States Army Field Artillery School Change of Responsibility Ceremony between Command Sergeant Major Paul Fluharty and Command Sergeant Major John Bamba. Officiating today's ceremony is Brigadier General Jason Williams. At this time, we'd like to extend a sincere welcome to our distinguished guests. Joining us this afternoon are Brigadier General Patrick Costello, Commanding General, United States Army Fire Center of Excellence in Fort Sill. Command Sergeant Major Neil Sartain, Command Sergeant Major, United States Army Fire Center of Excellence in Fort Sill, and his wife Paula. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Kenneth Presley, Command Chief Warrant Officer, United States Army Fire Center of Excellence in Fort Sill, and his wife Amy. Dr. Alvin Peterson, Deputy to the Commanding General, United States Army Fire Center of Excellence in Fort Sill. Brigadier General Jason Williams, Commandant, United States Army Field Artillery School, and his wife Shelley. Brigadier General Glenn Hankey, Commandant, United States Army Air Defense Artillery School. Command Sergeant Major Giancarlo Macri, Command Sergeant Major, United States Army Air Defense Artillery School. Brigadier General Rick Francis, Director, Long Range Precision Fires Cross-Functional Team. Colonel Jason Morgan, Chief of Staff, United States Army Fire Center of Excellence in Fort Sill, and our frontier friend, Colonel Retired Nate Slate. For this ceremonial sequence of events, please refer to your program. From ancient times, armies throughout the world have conducted ceremonies to commemorate victories over enemies, honor comrades in arms, and celebrate special occasions as we are doing today. These ceremonies have added color and pageantry to military life while preserving tradition and stimulating esprit de corps. The Continental Army established a foundation by which our present-day ceremonies are performed, and today's ceremony is an enactment of an Army tradition that is over 200 years old. It reaffirms the concept that the Army is perpetuated on time-honored values and traditions. Today, you will witness a small part of that tradition as responsibility of the United States Army Field Artillery School is passed from one leader to another. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the invocation presented by Chaplain Moody and remain standing for the playing of the national anthem.
Please join me in prayer. Gracious God, giver of wisdom and strength, we gather together today at the schoolhouse to honor the change of responsibility within our ranks. We give thanks for Command Sergeant Major Fluharty's steadfast leadership, his commitment to mission, and the mentoring to the soldiers under his care these past 3 years as he sought to impart a warfighter mindset. Bless him, his children, in his next step in service. We welcome Command Sergeant Major Bamba and his wife and Angie and family with open arms and ask your blessing upon them as he takes on this mantle of responsibility. Grant wisdom to our leaders, unity to our formation, humility to serve one another with honor. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Please be seated. At this time, Private First Class Tyler Snell is presenting flowers to Mrs. Bamba and flowers to his daughter, Shantasia. Welcome them to the Field Artillery School, the United States Army Fire Center of Excellence, and the Lawton Fort Sill community. Participating in today's ceremony are the installation color guard provided by the 434 Field Artillery Brigade. The color sergeant is Drill Sergeant Christopher Beceda. The honor guard commander is Captain Audrey Shiflett, the Field Artillery Harding Fellow. The official party for today's ceremony is Brigadier General Williams, Command Sergeant Major Fluharty, and Command Sergeant Major Bamba. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the presentation of honors to Brigadier General Williams. Please be seated. The very soul of a military unit is symbolized by the colors under which it trains and fights. From the earliest times, warriors used a banner or other symbol to identify units and to serve as a rallying point. After a battle, the unit whose colors remained flying was the victor. Today, the colors join their unit in formation to signify their presence during past battles. They remind us of the glories of the past, stand guard over the present, and provide inspiration for the future. The key to the change of responsibility is the passing of the organizational colors from one leader to another. As such, Command Sergeant Major Fluharty receives the United States Army Field Artillery School colors for the last time. Command Sergeant Major Paul Fluharty, you have executed the duties of your office with dignity, dedication, and devotion to the fires community. As Command Sergeant Major Fluharty passes the school colors to Brigadier General Williams, this transfer signifies Command Sergeant Major Fluharty's relinquishment of his responsibilities as the Command Sergeant Major of the United States Army Field Artillery School. As Brigadier General Williams passes the school colors to Command Sergeant Major Bamba, he is entrusting him with the duties and responsibilities of safeguarding the school colors and assuming responsibility as the Command Sergeant Major of the United States Army Field Artillery School. Command Sergeant Major Bamba now returns the colors to Staff Sergeant Huntz, assuming his duties as the Command Sergeant Major. Ladies and gentlemen, the Commandant for the United States Army Field Artillery School, Brigadier General Jason Williams.
Fellow general officers, commanders, command sergeants major, friends of Lawton, Fort Sill, thank you very much for being here. It's a fantastic day to be here on the installation. Today's ceremony is a time-honored tradition that not only marks a transition at leadership, but also gives us the opportunity to reflect on excellence, express gratitude, and set the tone for a promising future. Today, we bid farewell to Command Sergeant Major Paul Fluharty, and we welcome Command Sergeant Major John Bamba to the Field Artillery School. Let me begin with Sergeant Major Fluharty. Simply put, his leadership has been transformational. What I told him when we passed the colors is the branch was indebted to him. Indeed it is, and you'll hear about this as we go. Over the course of his tenure, he has not just upheld the standard for our branch, he has reshaped them. A charismatic NCO, Sergeant Major Fluharty has served with excellence, vision, and unmatched drive. His technical and tactical expertise led to some of the most consequential advancements in our branch, including the realignment of the CMF 13 retention bonuses, directly helping us retain top-tier talent in an ever-growing operational landscape. He personally oversaw the conversion of rocket battalions to the new 3x9 configuration, enhancing our capabilities in future formations. And then there's the 13 Uniform Pilot Program, spearheaded under his leadership. What started as a bold idea became a success story. Operating levels in 13 Bravo jumped from 68% to 86%. That leap didn't happen by luck. It happened because Sergeant Major Fluharty's deep understanding of personnel dynamics and his tireless advocacy for data-driven solutions. That program will influence not only how we assign soldiers, but how we shape readiness across our formations for years to come. Now, none of that would have mattered if Command Sergeant Major Fluharty mattered without Command Sergeant Major Fluharty's ability to connect with people, especially our NCOs. He worked tirelessly to readjust drill sergeant distributions across Fort Sill, ensuring our soldiers receive the best possible instruction while still investing in their NCO professional development. He led efforts to recruit young cannoneers for the airborne field artillery, something I'm deeply appreciative of, and ensured that NCOs in the operational force had a direct voice with the institution here at Fort Sill. He wasn't just driving programs, he was building bridges, and those bridges will stand long after today. Let me share a few insights from some of the leaders who had the honor of serving alongside him. From Brigadier General Shane Morgan, the 56th Field Artillery Commandant, stated, Sergeant Major Fluharty arrived as a highly endorsed 25th ID DeVarty CSM, who immediately made significant contributions to the field artillery community. An expert trainer who is best known for his energetic and positive approach, Sergeant Major Fluharty's top initiatives included: 1, stabilizing the 13 Mike MOS through a new MLRS manning sourcing strategy in support of ROC requirements; 2, launching the 13 uniform program to enhance operational flexibility; and 3, executing the first ever best red leg competition from concept to completion. Brigadier General Rick Francis, the 57th Field Artillery Commandant, stated he was a singular point of success for improving our manning across the Army. The 13 uniform program linked to the rearm process delivered precision manning to formations. Sergeant Major Fluharty also helped increase competency within the Master Gunner Division, which led to more proficient Master Gunners across the force. Sergeant Major Joseph Barkas, 178 Sergeant Major. Sergeant Major Fluharty is a master of his craft. His extensive knowledge of field artillery has helped shape the Fires enterprise, ensuring our soldiers and officers are prepared for operational duties. He added that Sergeant Major Fluharty was instrumental in mentoring soldiers and fostering a culture of professionalism, resilience, and continuous improvement in the schoolhouse. Sergeant Major Brian Clark, 1st to 30th. What truly stands out about Sergeant Major Fluharty is how approachable and understanding he is. You always feel comfortable going to him. He leads with honesty, care, and candidness that builds real trust. His leadership is the kind that sticks with you. Sergeant Major Nathan Buchko, 428, summed it up perfectly. Paul was always focused on the warfighter and being great at the basics. He had keen ability to influence not by force, but through persuasion and logic. He made key changes to the branch from NCO promotions to professionalizing the schoolhouse. Sergeant Major James McFarland, 2-2, noted, I've known him for years. He's always been approachable, straightforward, blunt, and deeply passionate. His mentorship shaped my own journey. And of course, Sergeant Major Jason Obermuller from the NCO Academy. He shared what might be the most Paul Fluharty detail of all. Paul tends to leave events early. Classes, briefings, balls. At some point during any event, we have to ask, is Paul still here? He just wants to make sure you're here to the end. That's what he said. Oh, and we cannot forget the best Red Lake planning session. This is him still talking. The best Red Lake planning session when Sergeant Major Fluharty seriously, though half-jokingly, suggested that competitors air assault off Mount Scott down to Letcher. We all laughed, but deep down, I think we also knew he might actually mean it and could make it happen. Sergeant Major, beyond your professional excellence, we know how deeply you love your family. To your sons, Jordan, Nathan, and Cameron, thank you for sharing your dad with us. And to your daughter, Marissa, currently here at Fort Sill and visiting with us from basic training, got her battle buddy with her. I'm sure a drill sergeant will not make her pay for that later on when she goes back across the tracks. Later on, you'll be heading down to Fort Sam Houston for AIT. We're proud of you. You're continuing the Fluharty legacy of service, and we're honored to have you in the ranks. If you weren't here earlier when I was talking during the award, you didn't. If you were here, you heard this. If you didn't, Sergeant Major Fluharty truly ran through the tape. For those who don't know, this morning he conducted the 12-mile foot march over at with the basic trainees. I think he said they started around midnight, finished around 04, 05, something like that. He could have done anything he wanted to. He's the Sergeant Major of the branch, and what he did on his last day, he went over there and walked 12 miles. I appreciate that about you. Your work on programs, assignments, and leader development has fundamentally reshaped the Field Artillery branch and the Fire Center of Excellence. You've led with conviction, compassion, and commitment. And though you may be leaving the position, the systems you put in place and the leaders you've mentored will carry your influence far into the future. Now, as we turn the page, we do so with great excitement and confidence in our incoming Command Sergeant Major John Bamba. Welcome to the team. Sergeant Major just completed his time at 75th FA as the Brigade Sergeant Major and brings with him a wealth of experience, a proven leadership track record, and perhaps most importantly, a powerful foundation of family and service. If you look over here, there's about 5 rows of Bamba family and friends. I've actually never seen 5 rows of family and friends. That's pretty impressive. His wife, Angie, and their children, Joshua, J. Chris, John Jr., Shantasia, Shanoa, and Staff Sergeant Chad Mendiola, who is a 13 Mike on active duty operations support orders for the National Guard working here at EFCO as a liaison for AIT students. You are all a testament of his strength and support. Several are with us here today, and we're grateful for continued service and sacrifice. John's family is truly remarkable. He has 4 brothers that all served in the Army, one of which is still serving and one sister. His father is a retired service member, and this is a family that lives and breathes commitment to our country. We welcome to those extended family that were able to join us today. Command Sergeant Major Bamba's mother, Margarita, is here. She wins the award for Best Parent, Most Committed, and Furthest Traveler, as she has joined us from Saipan. Flew all the way here from Saipan to be with us today. Fantastic, wonderful. We're honored you can make it. Deep respect for you doing that. Additionally, Sergeant Major's brother, Daniel, and his wife, Kayla, came from Fort Worth. His brother, Major David Bamba, and his wife, Denise, came from Leavenworth, where he is currently attending ILE. His brother, Gregory, his wife, Aura, came from Clarksville, Tennessee. His sister, Mariette, and their spouse, Brian, came from Junction City, Kansas. His sister-in-law, Carrie, her husband, Vito, from Lawton. His cousin, Tara, husband, Tony, came from Tulsa. His cousin, Crystal, with 3 daughters, AJ, Anua, and Araya, also coming from Tulsa. And to all the other families, I think there's like 14 other of you that are not named here. Your presence here speaks volumes about him, about you as a family, and your service to this nation. Again, thank you. Deep respect. Sergeant Major Bamba, you're stepping into a role shaped by innovation, challenge, and opportunity, but there is no doubt you're ready. We are confident that you will lead with same passion, wisdom, and sense of duty that you've displayed throughout your career. Your legacy is just beginning, and we're excited to be part of it. So today, as one outstanding leader hands off responsibility to another, let us remember that the strength of our branch lies not just in our weapon systems, or our doctrine, but also in our people, and leaders like Sergeant Major Fluharty and Sergeant Major Bamba. Leaders who serve selflessly, speak truth, and never lose sight of the mission, our soldiers. Sergeant Major Fluharty, thank you for your service. Thank you for your mentorship and your unwavering commitment to the King of Battle. Sergeant Major Bamba, welcome to the team. We're excited what lies ahead. May both journeys continue to reflect the excellence and spirit of this great branch. King of Battle, fire strong, this will defend.
Ladies and gentlemen, Command Sergeant Major Paul Fluharty.
Sergeant Major Omer, I'm still here, but don't blink. Hey, yes, General Williams is correct. I did do the ruck last night. That's why I can't stand behind this podium. My hips are hurting right now. I'm getting old. Hey, but ma'am, relax. You look, just go ahead and relax. I don't want you to. A distinguished guest, visitor, I appreciate you coming out today. It means a lot. I'm gonna be brief. I'm not gonna be brilliant, but I'm gonna be gone. So, hey, but starting off, Sergeant Major Sartain, I appreciate your mentorship over the last 3 years. One thing people won't say about Sergeant Major Sartain is he really allows the branches to do their job. He provides overhead cover, but he allowed us to do our job, so I really appreciate that, Sergeant Major. General Costello, I know you've only been here a short time, but really excited about the leadership you're bringing to Fort Sill. So thank you for allowing me to lead this organization. General Francis, Coach Francis. He used to be a Division I coach, if y'all don't know. But hey, so I appreciate everything, all the high energy you brought to the organization when you came was greatly appreciated. We were sad to lose you so quickly, but sometimes that's how it works. And he moved up to the CFT, dual hat. I felt bad for him for about a month when he was doing both jobs, but thank you for everything. General Morgan, General Morgan was my boss when I got here, when I first got on board, and he was kind of poured up the FCO given the circumstances. But he really allowed us to do what we had to do down there in the front office, and I greatly appreciate that. General Williams, thanks for the 50% lies, 50% truth on the remarks, sir. Greatly appreciate it. Hey, General Williams only been here a few weeks, but if you don't know General Williams, he'll be out there 5 days a week doing PT. He's really a soldier's leader. And the branch is in great hands with General Williams, sir. So thank you for the energy you bring and the lead by example approach that you have. Now, I'll tell you, General Williams said, Sergeant Major Fluharty, but it's only about halfway, well, probably 10% true. General Francis often said, we have the best front office in the Army. We got, if you don't know Miss Diana, we have Miss Diana down there. We have Miss Jen, Mr. Kiefer, Mr. Fry. It's just a team of teams in that office, and nothing happens really without our civilian counterparts down there. So please join me in a round of applause for all the civilians in the FCO or Commandant's office. And I don't see him here, so I don't even want to say, where's Mike Dooley at? AWOL. Hey, if you don't know Mr. Dooley, hey, he was the continuity in the office when I got there. And I owe a lot to Mr. Dooley, because when you come from FORSCOM, you spend about 3 months trying to figure out acronyms. And if it wasn't for people like Mr. Dooley, you would be lost your entire time here. Even though he's loud, I think FCO intentionally split us up because the office couldn't handle 2 loud people. But even though he's not here, I just want to say thanks to Mr. Dooley and everything that he's done. Now, enough about me. John Bamba, I'll tell you, I've gotten an opportunity to work with John over the last 3 years when he was a brigade sergeant major. And when you're working with the brigade sergeant majors, you kind of look to see, you know, who's gonna provide that bottom-up refinement, who's gonna be bought in. And John Bamba is that person. And ma'am, if you probably heard this before, I'm speaking to Mrs. Bamba. Your son is a phenomenal leader. Which way is she? She's back here, ma'am? Okay. Yeah. Wife. Well, let me sit down. No, but your son is a phenomenal leader. Everything I have heard about him prior to working with him the last 3 years, nothing but outstanding information. And John, I appreciate your work the last 3 years. And I know the branch is just going to go to new heights with your leadership. So thank you. And thank you for taking this job and continuing to push the branch in the right direction. So thank you. Lastly, for the brigade sergeant majors, Obermiller. them comments, boy, I tell you. Nate Busco, really all the sergeants majors on Fort Sill. It makes our job easy. Where they're talking about the NCOA, you're talking about 428, you're talking about 434. We got probably some of the best sergeant majors at the brigade level who handle their business on a daily basis when it comes to POI and training not only our enlisted soldiers, but our officers. So thank you very much for everything that you gentlemen do on a daily basis. I'm done talking. I always forget what to say at the end, but here we go. Fire strong, be all you can be. What's the last one? I know. I was waiting. I was checking you, Sergeant Major Giles. King of Battle. Have a blessed day. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Command Sergeant Major of the United States Army Field Artillery School, Command Sergeant Major John Bamba.
Should have saved the applause to the end. You never know what I'm going to say. Greetings, distinguished guests, family, and friends. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to attend this ceremony. Although my speech will be brief, I promise, sir. I must take the time to thank those responsible for me being here today. First and foremost, I give all honor and glory to God. His strength, guidance, and unwavering presence have carried me through every mission, every challenge, every chapter of my service. For that, I remain humbled and forever grateful. Next, I want to thank the backbone of my journey, my wife, Angie. Your strength, resilience, and unwavering support have been my anchor through the highs and lows of this military life. You've held down the home front, raised our children with love and purpose, and stood by me through every deployment and transition. I couldn't have done this without you. Thank you. To my children, especially Jay Chris, thank you for your patience, your sacrifice, and your understanding. I know this journey hasn't always been easy, but you've showed strength beyond your years. Everything I've done with you in mind. I'm proud of the people you are becoming. I would also like to thank my family members for being here today, join on this special day. My mom, who flew in from Saipan, as well as my cousin Belle up front, who flew in from Guam just for this ceremony. In addition to my sister and brothers for traveling the distance to be here today. A special thank you is in order for Brigadier General Francis and Brigadier General Williams for affording me the opportunity to serve as a Field Artillery School Sergeant Major. General Williams, sir, I look forward to our time together, and please know that you have my full support during your tenure as our Commandant. Chief Temple, I've heard nothing but great things about you as well. Looking forward to working with you. Sergeant Major Fluharty, thank you for your contributions to our branch, seriously. You placed readiness as a priority for all Red Legs. Your messages were heard loud and clear. A special thank you for your part in the first Best Red Leg competition. It was a welcome family reunion for us all here at Fort Sill. Thank you. Special credit is due to the leaders and mentors that have shaped me for the past almost 29 years in 2 weeks. Although there are too many to name, I would like to thank just as some of the many few that made an impact in my career. Sergeant First Class David Bamba, Drill Sergeant Antonio Dustin, First Sergeant Axel Rivera, Smoke Wells, Smoke Guillermo, Command Sergeant Major McGee, Smoke Mitchell, Sergeant Anthony Johnson, Sergeant Jason Miller, First Sergeant Derek Henry, Command Sergeant Major Joseph Santos, Colonel Mike Conzi, Command Sergeant Major Foley, Command Sergeant Major Borja, Command Sergeant Major Zoker, Brigadier General Mountford, Colonel Stephen Walker, Brigadier General Van Epps, Major General Tom Felty, CSM McDwyer, Colonel Anthony Murtha, Lieutenant Colonel Walter Yamas, Lieutenant General Kevin Admiral, Major General Phil Brooks, and Command Sergeant Major Charles Masters. I acknowledge that I would not be here today if it wasn't for their mentorship and guidance at numerous points in my career. To the commanders that I partnered with, Jay Morgan, Richie Rose, John Furr, Dave Sutterly, Eric Kunak, Elliot Harris, Tyler Donnell, Dave Norris, and the legendary Steve Walker. Thank you for being great battle buddies. To the leaders and soldiers of 75th, thank you for a great ride, and please continue to remain the most lethal brigade in the world. Finally, I would like to thank all those that took the time to prepare for the reception. Carrie and Vito, Verilyn, Crystal, Tua, Starzane, Tamara, and my mom. I asked my mom to make a meatloaf last night for my friends, and she gladly did it. So looking forward to it. In closing, thanks again for attending the ceremony, and we look forward to seeing you at the reception. King of Battle, Fire Strong, this would defend, Red Leg 7 signing on the net.
At this time, Captain Ayers is presenting Command Sergeant Major Fluharty with a token representing the final round fired in his honor. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing and singing of the Army song. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. Good luck and Godspeed to Command Sergeant Major Fluharty and his family in their future endeavors. You may congratulate Command Major Fluharty in front of the seating area. There will be a reception for Command Sergeant Major Bamba in room 114 of Snow Hall. Thank you for attending. Fire strong, be all you can be. This will defend.